Welcome to the Journey to Pentecost miniseries with Diana Romero, host of the Integrated Life podcast. Let's get into today's message and join the journey.
Today, we're going to backtrack a tad. I have a friend, when she and I travel, we oftentimes have to do U-turns because we get to talking and we're so excited to talk to each other that we miss our turnoffs. So today we're going to do a bit of a U-turn. But, U-turns can be good. When we enter the gospel story today, Jesus has not yet revealed himself to his disciples. I call this the gospel story because by now, I'm sure you've noticed that to get the full story of all that happened in the life, death, and burial, resurrection of Jesus, we must read all four gospels. Each one has its own unique account of what happened. So let's join two of his followers on a journey from Jerusalem to Emmaus. It is the day that Jesus rose from the dead. And we're going to read Luke, and I'm not going to read the whole story because it's a lot, but I'm going to cover Luke 24, 13 through 16, 21 through 24, and 28 through 31. So that same day, and it's the day Jesus rose from the dead. That same day, two of Jesus's followers were walking to the village of Emmaus, 7 miles from Jerusalem. And as they walked along, they were talking about everything that had happened. And as they talked and discussed these things, Jesus himself suddenly came and began walking with them. But God kept them from recognizing him. So they're walking along, they're telling the story of Jesus because Jesus is acting like he doesn't know what happened. And so they're talking to him, and we take it up with verse 21. We had hoped he was the Messiah who came to rescue Israel. This all happened 3 days ago. Then some women from our group of the followers were at the tomb early this morning, and they came back with an amazing report. They said his body was missing. They had seen angels who told them that Jesus was alive. So some of our men ran to see, and sure enough, his body was gone, just as the women had said. And then by this time, so time had gone by, they were still talking, and by this time they were entering Emmaus, the end of their journey, and Jesus acted like he was going to keep going. But they begged him, stay the night with us, since it's getting late. So he decided, and he went home with them. And as they sat down to eat, he took bread and blessed it. Then he broke it and gave it to him. Suddenly, their eyes were opened, and they recognized him. And at that moment, he disappeared. I love that. He just keeps popping in and out. I love the story because it demonstrates our relationship with Jesus. He's always with us. Even when we aren't thinking about him or realize it, he's with us. In fact, he's on this journey to Pentecost with us today. While I'm speaking on video, you may be watching on video, he is in our midst. He's with us. He knows what's being said. He knows what we feel, and he's speaking to each of us individually and uniquely. We can talk to Jesus every day, just like these travelers. We can tell him what's going on in our lives. I mean, he already knows, but he still wants to hear it from us. He still wants to interact with us and have a relationship with us. We can invite him to eat with us and allow him to bless our food, to be part of our family conversation. As we continue our relationship with him, he will reveal himself to us. He will show us who he is and that he's always near.
Thank you for joining the Journey to Pentecost miniseries. To join the community and connect with Diana, follow the links in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. If you know somebody who should join you on this journey to Pentecost, we invite you to share this link with them and help us spread the good news.